Yo, what's the deal? Hey, continuation from the story that I was telling y'all earlier. Earlier I was driving through the mountains, right? And the reception is terrible. But anyways, so they come to open my door, and I'm like, hey, let me get another tray. I'm gonna go down there and grab this tray, and they're like, Jones, get back in your room. This is unacceptable, and we don't whoop and all this, right? So I go down there, I grab Joker cage, and Cuz grab that motherfucker, like, right? Cub grabbed that motherfucker and prevented it from coming open. So I'm under the impression that maybe that motherfucker locked. So I grabbed the nigga from Playboy's cage and it was the same thing. So I'm like, oh man, these motherfuckers locked. Maybe I was tripping, right? Maybe I was about to send BL and Baby Ali or Ali on a bunk mission, right? So I proceed to go get me some of that amazingly delicious French toast. I remember the breakfast that it was. It was French toast and it's amazingly delicious compote, blueberry compote. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to give me an extra tray and go back to the room and murder this motherfucker, right? So as soon as I get to the desk where the extra trays were placed, the cage gates, I can hear them opening. So when they open, I'm turning around and both of them coming my way and we start locking. Bam, boom, boom, boom. I'm squabbling in both of them. I dropped Joker. Joker was the smaller of the two of them, right? I dropped Joker. And when I drop Joker, I go to work on the dude from Playboy. Bam, boom, bam. He fighting with his head down. So I'm here. Bam, uppercut. Come here. Bam. Fucking Cuz up. So as I'm squabbling with Cuz, Joker get up. Boom, I put the dude from Playboys down. And me and Joker fight. Now the dude from Playboys back up. Security, excuse me, not security. The staff, they activated. The staff activated the alarm. So now security and escort is coming. They give us an OC warning and we just wobbling. We just getting down. Usually when the OC warning is given to us, I obey. I typically adhere to the OC warnings because when you get sprayed with that pepper spray, that chemical agent, man, if they spray you and they spray you all in your face and all that, and they put you in the decontamination showers, man, that shit go from the top of your head or wherever they sprayed you at up here, and that shit going all the way down to your balls, your ass and all this type of shit, man, and that shit burn. You understand what I'm saying? So we in there squabbing, boom, bam, bam, bam. We squabbing. I refuse to get down. It's 2 against 1. So 2 against 1. So I'm not getting down. They come in, they spray us and all this type of shit. When they spray us, we do the decontamination showers and all this type of shit. And then they put me back in my cell. Boom, I'm back in my cell, right? Wacky Roo going crazy on BL and Baby Ali, because Baby Ali and BL should have went down there and did the 2-on-2, but it really didn't matter because I went down there, I performed, and I didn't lose. I got the best of the 2 Hispanics that I was fighting. So being that I just went down there and I didn't got off on these these Southsiders, now all the other Southsiders in the building is going crazy. So now I'm the talk of lockup. So they start shooting kites out the main line, telling them about the situation and all that. So the target that I already had on my back, man, that motherfucker is massive now. So now they're considering putting me on a light. At first, it was already discussions. They didn't already had conversations. They didn't had, midnight juntas and all that about putting me on the green light, lighting me and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? But after I put that demonstration down on Joker and the dude from Playboys, they didn't like that. They felt offended. They felt like I had personally attacked and disrespected the Sioux. So now they shooting at me, you know what I mean? They saying disrespectful shit, man. They disrespecting my dead homies and all this type of shit. But every time they do it, they're trying to manipulate me. They're trying to egg me on and provoke me to just shoot at the Sioux, just say some disrespectful shit to the Sioux that can validate them, put me on a green light. You feel what I'm saying? This shit went on for like a week, 2 weeks before a situation had came up, and I just finally just became an official green lighter, man. But I didn't know that once I got on a green light that for certain riders, when you go back there and lock up, and that's a world within itself, man. I caught a lot of time back there, my partner Wacky Roo, and I'm gonna tell y'all some stories about Wacky Roo too, because Wacky Roo was a very unique individual, hilarious individual, man. This dude was gifted with making music and shit, but some of his music was questionable because it always has something to do with some dick and booty type shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then you be like, hey my nigga, is you gay? And he'll laugh like, hell no, blood, I ain't gay, man. Hell no, Roo. I just be making that shit just for motherfuckers, like they their responses to see they like responses and shit. I may give y'all some Cuz songs and all this type of shit, like, right? I'm holler at the homie, see if the homie remember any of Wackaroo songs, and if he do, I'll come on here and spit some of them motherfuckers for y'all. Good morning to you, auntie. But yeah, Wacky Root came, and when Wacky Root came, cousin came with some weed and shit, right? But he had got fogged out his room. Fog is when they use the shit that look like a bear spray to get you up out the room. And they had put me in there. They had eventually separated me, Wacky Roo, BL, and Baby Ali, right? So the room that Wacky Roo had got fogged out of, they had put me in that room. I was in that room for like 2 weeks. They did a big search, and when they went in the map, man, they found all this nigga weed. But I had looked in the map and I ain't find no weed, and I was hoping cuz ain't think that I stole his weed and none of that type of shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But this is gonna be a quick video. I'm just giving you the highlight of the fight when I ran out of my cage and I started wobbling with the Hispanics and all that shit. When I was coming down here, my video had kind of ended. Like, it's snowing out here. Let me show y'all this. I can't show you the participants and all that, but yeah, I'm out here in the middle of the snow, man. Hey, listen. I was gonna end this video, but this is what I want to briefly talk about. You know, my brother and I had a conversation, you know what I mean? My brother kind of feel like some of the content or some of the subjects that I talk about and I revisit in my videos, you know, I should leave certain people out. My brother is in favor of a certain young cat, a certain influential cat from Imperial Courts. And the brother had brought up, the brother had brought it to my brother's attention about something in regards to one of my California Youth Authority videos that I guess didn't sit right with him. You know what I mean? He felt like I was alluding to, indirectly saying that he was a mark or a buster in the California Youth Authority. I can't necessarily say that, right? But this is what I say. The active, gangster, full-fledged, you know what I mean? Like, gangsta-ass nigga that cuz was in the projects. When we hit the California Youth Authority, cuz ain't had that same energy. See, and this is how I perceive it, right? If I'm from PJ's, cuz, and I'm one of the young niggas that you hear about in the juvenile halls and on the streets, I'm one of the young niggas that's doing PJ patrol. I'm one of the active young niggas, cuz. Like, I feel less of a gangster. I feel less of a man to go into a correctional institution and not standing on principles, not standing on business. For me to go into a correctional institution and I'm one of the top young niggas from PJs, I'm one of the little niggas that you hearing about. And then when I get to the California Youth Authority and I see how gangster it is in this motherfucker, for me not to stand on PJ business, I'll be a buster ass nigga. That's just me. But everybody don't thug like how I thug. But this is the thing. A lot of my homies that was in the California Youth Authority with me, they felt like the positions that they was playing in the California Youth Authority wouldn't get back to the streets. How could it not get back to the streets? Cuz everybody know I've been here since I was a kid, that news travel faster in the penitentiaries than it do on the streets. Niggas didn't stand on business. It was situations and shit, cuz, to where the Sureños, the Southsiders, had moved on some blacks, and my homies was and it was present for that, and they blast or they slapped, they sliced up the homie. So when the other blacks got with him, and some of these blacks knew me, and it was like, man, like, you know, shit on account of the homie, cuz, like, man, we can come out and get cracking. The homie ain't want to do that. If we really PJing, cuz, and you a top young nigga from the set, cuz, you got to stand on business, homie. Any type of situation, any type of altercation that comes up, homie, shit, we young. We ain't using effective communication to resolve conflict and all that. We using these, cuz. We getting down. We either coming from here or we coming like that. So for the homie not to stand on business, homie, I'm not going to say that you was a mark. You know, if I was going to say you was a mark, I'd just come out and just say, cuz, you a bitch, you a mark on mic. Anybody that know me, they know that's how I get down. It's not no subliminal disses and all that. But some people be having these personal guilt trips, like you supposed to be this type of nigga, and then this happened and you respond like that. Like, no, cuz, like, nigga ain't dissing you. You know what I mean? But the truth is the truth. This my truth. This my experience, cuz, on PJ Crip. Every situation that I had in the California Youth Authority, I resolved it with violence, homie. You know what I mean? It's a saying that says that boys fight who see who the strongest, and men fight to see who can live the longest. So when we in the California Youth Authority and we kids, we building our rank. That's all we doing. We building our rank. The more fights we have, especially if we're victorious, the more fights we have, the more rank we have. And then, you know, some of my homies, they wasn't thugging like that. And it's not a shot at my hood. This not a shot at them individuals. Everybody just couldn't measure up to the level of violence that we were inflicting on one another in the California Youth Authority, especially as it pertains to the Southsiders. The Southsiders, they was deeper. They knew that they were deeper. They knew they had the advantage because they had the numbers, and they exploited that. They used that to their advantage, and we can't blame them. But this is the thing: we had a lot of young reputables. We had a lot of young hogs. Shit. In my time in the California Youth Authority, man, you know, some of the reputable niggas that was there with me was Crip Jolly from Harlem 30, my nigga Treyo from West Coast 30, my nigga Punchy from Tragnew Park Compton Crip, myself, my homie Elbow from my set, Wacky Roo from Circuit City Power Roo, Chico from A-Tray Gangsta Crip. Man, it's a lot of us, man. And if I didn't mention your name, you know, blame it on my mind and not my heart. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to take nothing from nobody gangster, but it's these guys right here that I was in combat with. It was these guys right here that I was doing lockup programs with, and you know, all this type of shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So for the homie to get offended, homie, I'm not trying to undermine your gangster. I'm not trying to berate nor belittle you, but my truth is my truth, cuz. You know, as far as my set, when I was in there with the homies that I was in there with, the homies that was thugging was BG Cal on PJ Crip. BG Cal was a motherfucking nut in there on Crip. Cub was crazy as a motherfucker on PJ Crip. I never heard nothing bad about BG Cal when I was in the California Youth Authority. Lil Elbow was, you know, cuz stood on the square. Cuz was about that gangster shit. Myself, what other homies was in the California? Oh, the homie Infacebo too, before they shot him up to prison. What other homies was in there that was thugging and riding with me, cuz? I can't think of nobody else, cuz. And if I can't think of nobody else, then I tell you. But to the homie, cuz, a nigga ain't trying to undermine your gangster and all that. But if you feel like, you know, we need to have a conversation, man, I'm more than willing to have a conversation with you so we can straighten out a few things. And I didn't tell that story, homie, to make you feel no type of way. This is my YA experience. These are my truths. If you disagree, you can disagree, but you know, don't get offended, homie. Don't think that a motherfucker is specifically gunning after you, because there's a lot of homies that didn't perform the way that they should have performed with the reputations that they had. You know what I mean? That reputation should have been amplified. That reputation should have been heightened by the shit that we did in the California Youth Authority. You know what I mean? If we're representatives for that generation, cuz, and our names is ringing bells on the streets and everybody knows us, when you go to the California Youth Authority, cuz, it got to be the same thing in here, cuz, if not, then you make the hood look soft. Oh, this nigga's a reputable in y'all hood, and the nigga just stabbed him up or fucked him up and did this and did that to cuz, and cuz ain't want to get his get back, his run backs and all that. Like, no, that wasn't me. That wasn't for me. But I'm gonna conclude this video. You know, when I ran out the cage and I attacked Joker and the dude from Playboys, they extended my time in the hole, and then I kept getting extensions, you know, after that and whatnot. I had we had went back to Taft because there was something going on with Nixon. They was doing some type of upgrades, right? So they had shot us over there to Taft. Somebody had set their mattress on fire, so they had brought us out. They handcuffed us and brought us out. They got the Sardanios down there, the Sardanios, the Southsiders. They down there big woofing and all that, and we woofing back. So I tell the blacks, like, listen, cuz, stop talking, cuz. It ain't shit that we can do. We ain't about to keep doing this back and forth with them, cuz, unless we all just gonna go over there and get in the Bruce Lee kicking match with these motherfuckers. Like let's be cool. The homie Blue Rag, rest in peace to Blue Rag, the homie Blue Rag from Mansfield Gangsta Crib, you know, cuz feel some type of way about me for whatever reason. I don't know, cuz. It's probably over a magazine, or it's probably a nigga got some weed and ain't sent cuz no weed, you know what I mean? He a homie. But nigga, if a nigga don't know you here, you know what I mean, and we blowing, nigga, we catch you on the next one. But, you know, cuz, it kind of like became indifferent and all that type of shit. But, you know, cuz down there woofing, he big woofing. Can't no nigga tell me that. F these niggas and F Wooty whooping, all that. So the staff, they in the middle, but now they paying attention to the Sardanios. So I get up, I'm handcuffed, I get up and I go down there and boom, I boot cuz in the face. When I boot cuz in the face, I try to run back and sit down like I ain't do nothing, but the staff seen me. That got me an extension and lock up. So they was talking about After that, I became on my best behavior. I ain't engaged in the woofing and all the politics and all the antics that we engage in Nixon. I chilled out because I'm trying to get back to mainline. Me being in this motherfucking lockup for damn near 9.5 months is starting to fuck with my mental. So I started chilling. Big Will, he was a staff that was the senior of Roosevelt College. Cuz come to lock up and he started talking to me. I'm ready to come back. Yes, sir, I'm ready to come back, Mr. Williams. Like, man, I can't wait, man. I've been back here too long, man. I feel like I'm in a whole nother world and all this. Like, he was like, is you on the light? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't on the light, man. I don't be disrespecting nobody. Man, I've been trying to do my time. I've been having situations to where I had an opportunity to get physical with guys who be disrespecting me. But that's just that, Big Will. He like, all right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna holler at my sources and I'm gonna let you know whether we gonna let you come back. So boom, he go and he holler at whoever, I don't know who he was hollering at, right? And he come back probably like 2 or 3 days later. And he's like, yeah, I can't let you come back to Roosevelt. You know, the brothers on Roosevelt, they told me that you on a light, and if you come back, it's gonna result in a riot. I'm like, no, man, I ain't on the light. I say, well, can you holler at Mr. Wooty Woo Woo and see if they can send me to Jackson? He was like, hell no, you definitely ain't going to Jackson. He was like, Jackson is this and Jackson is that. So being that I was there so long in lockup that they did another SMP, I think it was called an SMP meeting, and they shot me up to Preston. When I got to Preston, it wasn't long before I found myself, in another 2-on-2. I give y'all that story a little later, man. Y'all stay up, be blessed, man. And this is my account of, thugging in the wild, man.